Hello and welcome to English Capsules. Today's capsule, phrasal verbs. When shall we teach them? Get your coffee ready and let's get started.
Okay, hello everyone. So today's conversation or debate arises from a thing that it took me quite a while to notice, but I finally did. And is that when I read children's books that are in English, which means that they are meant for native speakers, I have found a wide use of phrasal verbs. So this means that children who are born in English speaking countries are faced with phrasal verbs from a very early age, because I believe that it's very common to use these phrasals in English. However, when it comes to us teaching this topic, we normally leave it to the point where our students are quite advanced in the process of learning. So the debate, I think, is going to be why do we do this and when should we teach this topic?
Right. Before we started, we were saying that when you are a beginner student, there are some of them, only very few of them, which you uh, learn, for example, get up or wake up. Because one of the first topics is to speak about or to express routines. So
Mm.
you need these two, right? You need to get up and wake up. But what about the rest? What about something more complex? Um, and that is true. We leave them to more advanced students, not advanced, but maybe pre-intermediate, upper intermediate.
Normally, we see them around first certificate. That is when it's for sure that you're going to need them. Like in PET,
Mhm.
probably you need some of them, but the biggest part is taught when you are doing intermediate. So my surprise was coming across such a big variety for very young people because these books are meant for children, most of them that can't read, so is people who are being read to. So I was like, okay, so this is something that is very like a daily basis in
Mhm.
English for native speakers. So if they have the ability to learn them when they are very young, why do we take for granted that our students won't be able to do the same thing?
Exactly. And I was thinking something else. Maybe the earlier we teach this to our students, the less problem they would have in understanding how they work. Because when they know a lot of English, when they are getting to this pre-intermediate or intermediate level that we were mentioning, they start saying, but why do they work like this? Why do they use this instead of saying this? Why is there another word to say the same and it is more complex? So they start to feel annoyed, let's say, with phrasal verbs, when in fact it is something not so complex in a way. So maybe if we started from a very early age, or not very early, but before, it would be easier for them to acquire the meaning from the very beginning without causing any trouble.
Like you said, if we are teaching get up, wake up, why can't we teach like come on or go over, look up to, I don't know, come up with? Come up with is a phrasal that I don't know if it has an equivalent with another verb. It's very
Mhm.
precise. So
Yeah.
I don't mean teaching them, like you said, I don't mean teaching like this is a verb and the verb is followed by a part. No, no, no. I
No,
like teaching
like a
them as
vocabulary.
any other verb. Yeah, as
Yeah,
part of
part of
vocabulary.
vocabulary. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't think it would be so confusing. Like they would tell the difference between look and look up to, for example. Then you can go into more precise meanings or more complex things. but from a very beginning, you can start using them.
And you can start using them in the same way native speakers do. For example, we were speaking about books, okay? But there are books, there are songs,
Mm.
because books and songs usually reflect what happens in daily life, right? Like the idea is to reflect something that happens
Yeah.
in life. So that is also a good way of learning them. If native speakers do it in that way, maybe we should imitate what they do.
Yeah, I'm not saying that it's going to be like a magical solution, but I'm
No.
saying like let's not create this or state this belief that phrasal verbs are such a complex thing when they are not.
Mhm.
I don't think they are so complex. They are verbs with another meaning. So, as you
Mhm.
said, more vocabulary.
More vocabulary. And you were also speaking about how precise they are. And I was thinking of examples that happens in kinder when you're teaching. For example, uh, pick up the toys. There's no, I mean, you can use an equivalent in English. For example, retrieve can be an equivalent, but it's not appropriate because it's like retrieve the toys. What? It's like, who says that? No one.
I was thinking of clean up or tidy up, and all of them are phrasal verbs.
Exactly. Let's stand up and sing a song. You have another one. So I think that we are surrounded by phrasal verbs and we don't realize or we don't give them the importance they should have at the very beginning of the learning process.
I think that's the key, that we have like a basis of phrasal verbs at the beginning,
Mhm.
but we kind of don't pay enough attention to it. So we
Right.
don't build up on that. We kind of start from scratch when you reach a certain level.
And we start from scratch, and it's really boring because you get like a list of phrasal verbs, like, why so many? And if you are learning them like little by little, maybe it's not so much. So when you get to the point when you are an intermediate student, you already know many phrasal verbs. So they don't scare you. They are not, the list is not so shocking because from that list, you already know a lot.
Well, I was thinking of what you just did, like thinking of a phrasal verb that we use in kindergarten, and
Mhm.
suddenly we came up with three of them. Um, so I was thinking that if you put a list of phrasal verbs in front of a student and you guide them a little bit, probably they will be able to reach the conclusion that they know many of them. Maybe
Right.
they don't use them so often. Maybe they have forgotten some of them,
Mhm.
but probably they have heard or seen them before. So I would say shake off the fear of phrasal verbs. And I don't know, if you're a teacher, share your experience with us in teaching. Maybe someone is teaching this from a very beginning. We don't know. That we This is like based on our knowledge of this, right?
Mhm.
Like
Knowledge
the
and
way we
experience.
teach, our
Right.
experience. So if you're a teacher and you are teaching this from the very beginning, tell us your experience. And if you're a teacher and you have never thought about this before, like it happened to us,
Share your opinion. Uh, do you agree with us? Should they be taught earlier at the learning process or not? Maybe there are teachers who think this is okay and they have good reasons for that. Okay, so leave us a comment. And then if you are a student, you can also leave us a comment because you can share with us your experience in learning these phrasal verbs.
mhm,
Uh, Usually, for most of my students, it is very traumatic. If you are a student, you can give us your opinion.
your
And if you
insights, yeah.
Yeah, and if you're a student who started learning from a very early age, you can also share your experience, how it felt, or what you remember from those times and what you do now, or how it continued, right? That's a question. Okay, so before we go, remember to subscribe if you haven't done it yet. Give love to our content and spread the word to help our channel grow.
Also remember that you can rate our episodes and comment on each capsule. Activate the bell so that you know when our next capsule is out, and take a look at the description and our Instagram account to take more advantage of our content.
Okay, so that's all for today. Bye for now.
Bye.